On May 14, 1940, Rotterdam was bombed by the German Luftwaffe. The bombing destroyed 24,000 homes and killed between 650 and 900 people in the city. And when the Germans threatened to do the same with other major Dutch cities, like Utrecht, the Dutch High Command surrendered, and the occupation of the Netherlands would begin, and would last a further 5 years. But why did the Germans specifically bomb Rotterdam, and could it have been avoided? These questions will be answered in this video. In the years before the war, the Dutch had maintained a policy of neutrality in order to avoid conflict in Europe. And when Germany invaded Poland on September 1st, 1939, the Dutch government declared the total neutrality of the Netherlands. But this was not to last. On the 10th of May 1940, Germany initiated Operation Valgelb to conquer the Low Countries and northern France. Initially, the Dutch held their ground. An air raid on The Hague was repelled. Further Dutch defensive lines held out longer than the German High Command had anticipated. The Germans were afraid that the British would send reinforcements to the Netherlands through the North Sea. So they decided to carry out a terror bombing on a major Dutch city to force a Dutch surrender. There had been fierce fighting in Rotterdam since the invasion had begun. German Fallschirmjägers had landed nearby the bridges over the Meuse River. The Dutch resisted valiantly against a more modern German army. To force a Dutch capitulation, the Germans sent out an ultimatum to the Dutch High Command of Rotterdam, whereby they demanded the surrender of Rotterdam, or else in 2 hours the city would be destroyed. The Dutch High Command, under the command of General Winkelman, refused the ultimatum to buy time for the eventual surrender of the city. The Germans offered a new ultimatum with a new time arrangement, but the Heinkel HE-111 bombers had already taken off, and the bombing of Rotterdam ensued. To answer the first question of this video, why did the Germans specifically bomb Rotterdam? Rotterdam was chosen as it was one of the, and still is one of the biggest port cities in Europe. If British or French forces had landed in Rotterdam to aid the Dutch army, it would have become a major annoyance for the Germans in their pursuit of blitzkrieg over Western Europe. And to answer the second question, could the bombing of Rotterdam have been avoided? Yes, it could have surely been, if the communication between the German bombers and German High Command was better. The city center of Rotterdam would not have been destroyed. But sadly, through miscommunication and errors, the bombing took place, and between 600 and 900 people lost their lives, and a large part of the city was left in ruins. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If there are any improvements that I can make, leave them in the comments below. Goodbye.